Good morning, everyone. Am I audible and visible to all of you? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Everyone in the class, can you hear me? Can you just wave your hands and let me know that you can hear me? Abhiram. Okay, Abhiram, you can hear me. What about people in the class? You are, I think, I'm not able to see all of you. Let me see. Okay. You can hear me, everyone in the class? Okay, fine. Chalo, let's start today's class. In yesterday's class, we had talked about kinetic friction and we had solved some problems based on kinetic friction, right? In today's class, we will go ahead and solve one or two more problems. So let us solve this problem to start with. And remember, whatever problems we are solving now, the only difference is that we have friction coming into the picture. That is the only difference that you will have in these problems. So I have two blocks. The coefficient of kinetic friction is given as 0.1. You have to find out what all things you need to find out. Number one, you have to find out the value of kinetic friction. Number two, you have to find out the tension in the string. Number three, you have to find the acceleration of the blocks. Number four is something you might not have heard. I think you would have heard, but you would have not calculated it. Reaction force between 10 kg block and ground. So this is probably something new that you have not heard, but if you can please solve this question. I'm having some problem with my internet connection. I will just check it. I hope you can hear me, everyone. Yes, okay. Please solve the question. Meanwhile, I sort out my internet connection problem. I think this would do it. Okay. So it's a simple problem. Nothing extravagant you need to do. Just follow simple steps and you should be able to solve this problem. How you are supposed to solve this? You just do what we have been doing for the past 1 month or so, maybe more than that. Because of your vacations, this topic has stretched too far, too long. Newton laws of motion. How are we supposed to do this? The first thing that we got to do is draw free body diagram. So this is 50 newtons downwards, tension T upwards. On the pulley, tension is like this, like this. Then on the block, tension is like this, 100 Newton, weight downwards, normal reaction N upwards. You come up till this point. Now we have to decide in which direction is this system going to move. Well, there's only one way this system is going to move, and the direction is this block has to move downwards. If it moves downward with an acceleration A, this block will move forwards with an acceleration A. Why acceleration is same? Because they are joined by the same string. So we are just following what we had done in the previous classes. As soon as you have the direction of acceleration, now you can write the equation for this block. 50 is downwards, t is upwards, and acceleration is downward. So you can write the equation for this block. What will be the equation for this block? The equation for this block will be 50 downwards minus t upwards will be equal to m into a. M is 5 multiplied by a. So this becomes the equation for this block. Do we understand this? This equation, we understand this? Yes or no? Okay. This is the red equation. Now let us move and try to get the equation for the second block. N is upwards, 100 is downwards. There is no force. So I can have the green equation for this block. It does not move like this. It is kept on a plane. So the value of normal reaction is 100 newtons for this block, and this becomes my green equation. Yes or no? We understand this? Can I have some raise hand that we understand this from the class? What about boys? Okay. Now remember, if this question was smooth, the surface was smooth, no friction, you could have straight away written the equation. But now you have to think about friction as well. To think about friction, the first thing that you must understand is the direction. Now look at the direction of motion. This block is going to move forward. So the first thing is friction has to act backwards because friction opposes relative motion. So I've written Fk as friction. As soon as you write Fk for friction, you can write it as mu k multiplied by n. What is the value of mu k? Mu k is 0.1, n is 100. So you multiply 0.1 by 100 and the value of friction force becomes 10 newtons. Yes or no? So I can simply write this as 10 newtons. This is the value of the frictional force which is acting backwards on this block. As soon as I have this, now I can see what are the forces acting on this block. T is forward, 10 Newton, which is the frictional force, is backwards. T is forward, frictional force is backwards, acceleration is forward. Now I can write the equation, the yellow equation. What does the yellow equation look like? T forward minus 10 frictional force backwards should be equal to ma. M is 10, acceleration is a. You can call this equation as equation number 2. You can call this equation as equation number 1. Now you can very easily solve these two equations. How are you going to solve this? The Purana Tarika, you add both the equations, you will get the value of acceleration. Can you tell me the value of acceleration from here? Yellow equation is the equation along x-axis for the upar wala block. The red equation is the equation along y-axis for the niche wala block which is hanging. Add these two equations, you should get the value of A. I think wrong color. I think you will get this answer. Acceleration will be equal to 40 by 15 meter per second square. Solve this and you will be getting this answer, 8 by 3 meter per second square. So you have solved most part of the question. Frictional Fk, you have found out the value of frictional force is 10 newtons. Tension T in the string, you can find it out. Once you have the value of acceleration, you can put the value of acceleration in this equation or in this equation. You should be able to get the value of T. You have already found out the value of A. T you can find out on your own. The fourth question was find the reaction force between the 10 kg block and the ground. Now, how are you going to solve this? How will I find the reaction force between the 10 kg block and ground? Remember, if you remember, we talked about reaction force. Whenever two bodies are in contact, they exert forces on each other. That is known as reaction force. Now, this reaction force has two components. One is perpendicular, which is known as normal reaction. One which is parallel is known as frictional force. So if I write the reaction force here, the reaction force R will be like this. It has two components. R is like this. One component is normal reaction, which is going like this. The other component is the frictional force, which is acting like this. This is the normal reaction. This is the frictional force. When you add them, you get the value of reaction force. So what is the value of reaction force here? Both normal and friction are the components. So the value of reaction force simply becomes root over frictional force squared plus normal reaction square. You put the values, it will be equal to root over 10 square plus 100 square, and that is the answer for your reaction force. Am I clear with this? Have you understood it? How did I calculate the value of reaction force? This reaction force has two components. One is the normal reaction force, other one is friction. Both are perpendicular to each other. This square plus this square becomes this square. That is the value of reaction force. Am I clear? Can I have some raise hand that we have understood this? Have you understood this? Anyone in the class? What about the boys? Have you understood this? Why are you so lazy? I mean, have you not had your breakfast? No energy left with you? Okay. Now, before moving any further, let us now understand this concept of angle of friction. So please note angle of friction. Now, what do you mean by angle of friction? Let us again go back to the previous question. This block of mass m moving with a velocity v. If I draw its free body diagram, weight mg is downwards. Normal reaction n. Normal reaction n is upwards. And as you also know now, the frictional force Fk would be backwards. Now this frictional force Fk and this normal reaction are not different forces, but they are coming from a single force. And that single force, as you now know, is the reaction force. That is how we introduce normal reaction and frictional force. Normal reaction is the perpendicular component of reaction force. Frictional force is the parallel component of reaction force. So this will be your reaction force R, which will be at an angle. Now, this angle that this normal reaction force and reaction force make with each other, this angle theta is known as angle of friction. So what is the angle of friction? The angle of friction is the angle that the reaction force makes with the normal reaction force. Am I clear? Theta, which is the angle of friction, is nothing but the angle between R, reaction force, and N, normal reaction force. Now, how do you find this angle? Tan of this theta, it is simple trigonometry. It's a right angle triangle, normal reaction F and R, they form a right angle triangle. If I find the value of tan theta will be equal to frictional force divided by the normal reaction. That would be the value of tan theta. Now we all know that the reaction kinetic friction is mu k multiplied by n divided by n. So basically your tan of theta, tan of angle of friction is nothing but mu k, which is your coefficient of kinetic friction, or you can write theta will be equal to tan inverse of mu k. Theta would be tan inverse of mu k. Are you getting me, everyone in the class? What is angle of friction? Angle of friction is the angle between reaction force and normal reaction force. Tan theta will be equal to kinetic friction divided by normal reaction. Kinetic friction is mu k multiplied by n, and n getting cancelled. So tan theta becomes equal to mu k, or theta becomes tan inverse of mu k. Am I clear? Okay. Now, if you know this, now can you find out can you tell me the angle of friction in the first case, the first question? Can you tell me what is the angle of friction? Remember that this angle theta that I'm making right now, this angle theta is the angle of friction. Can you now tell me what will be the value of this tan theta? What will be the angle of friction here? What will be the value of tan theta here? Tan theta will be just equal to mu k, and mu k is 0.1. So that is how you can find out the value of angle of friction. Theta simply becomes tan inverse of 0.1. I hope you understand this. Yes or no? So it is pretty simple. It is pretty simple. It is nothing that we got to do. It is a simple concept. Tan theta is mu. That is as simple as it gets. Now let us move further on this type of question, and we'll just do one of this type. Question number 2. Now let us say I have an inclined surface, inclined at an angle theta. I have a block on the surface, mass is m. Now all the surfaces are going to be rough, so the kinetic friction is mu k, coefficient of kinetic friction is mu k. Now this theta, I'm giving you some advanced information. This theta is greater than the angle of repose. Now you will wonder, what is angle of repose? Is it same as the angle of friction? No, angle of repose is a bit different concept. We will understand this concept. Don't worry, we'll understand this concept in the next class. Right now, let us, this additional information is given, which you are not supposed to use right now. Theta is greater than the angle of repose. Now, I have an inclined plane and I have a block kept on the inclined plane, and this inclined plane is rough. Now, what will happen to the block? The block will definitely accelerate downwards. Yes or no? The block will definitely accelerate downwards. Let us say the acceleration is a. You have to find out three things here. Number one, the value of fk. Number two, the value of acceleration. Number three, the value of reaction force. You have to find out the value of reaction force in this case. How to do it? I'll give you 2 minutes. Think about it. Else I will do it for you. Okay, am I audible now? Okay, so basically I have drawn the free body diagram. Normal reaction is like this, weight mg is like this, mg cos theta like this, mg sin theta like this. Because of this mg sin theta, this block is going to move downwards. But as soon as it tries to move downwards, what will happen? Since this block is rough, frictional force will be acting backwards. So this will be your frictional force Fk. Do we understand this? Frictional force will be acting backwards. Now I will write my equation. Along y-axis, normal is upwards and mg cos theta is downward. So my green equation becomes n equates mg cos theta. That is my first thing that I found out. My normal reaction is mg cos theta. Now, as soon as I get the value of normal reaction, now I can find out the value of the frictional force. We remember that frictional force Fk is equal to mu k multiplied by n. So this is simply equal to mu k multiplied by mg cos theta. That becomes my frictional force Fk. Frictional force Fk becomes mu k multiplied by mg cos theta. Now I write the equation of acceleration. Mg sin theta is downwards. Mg sin theta is downwards. Acceleration is also downwards, but frictional force is upwards. Mg sin theta downwards, frictional force upwards, acceleration is downwards. So what is your yellow equation? It will be equal to mg sin theta downwards minus Fk. Fk is mu k mg cos theta. That must be equal to ma. That becomes my yellow equation. What I have done nothing. I have just used what we have been doing till now. If I solve this, I can write acceleration as g taken common sin theta minus mu k cos theta. That becomes my acceleration. What is important to note here is, what you can note from this question very simply, that if mu k is 0, that means the block is smooth, the surface is smooth, or it is frictionless, there is no friction. That becomes the case of smooth surface. Your acceleration is simply equal to g sine theta. So we have now covered both the cases. By both the cases, what I mean, if you can remember this formula, acceleration is g sine theta minus mu k cos theta. If you put the value of mu k as 0, you will get the answer for smooth surface. Am I clear? Am I clear? Can I have some reason that we have understood this? How I have done this? Downward minus upwards is equal to ma, because the block is moving downwards. In all the cases, we have done the same thing. We have found out the direction of acceleration. If it is downwards, it will be downwards minus upwards. If it is upwards, it will be upwards minus downwards. We have done the same thing over and over again. Is there a doubt that you want to ask? Okay, so basically what we have done here is first drawn the free body diagram. For free body diagram, we have found out the weight mg is downwards. Normal reaction is like this. We have resolved the weight into two components, mg cos theta like this, mg sin theta along the plane. Because of this mg sin theta, the block is going to move down the plane. So acceleration will be downwards. If the acceleration is downwards, frictional force will be upwards. We have found the value of normal reaction. By the green equation, normal reaction will be equal to mg cos theta. This is the green equation. Once we know the value of normal reaction, we can find out the value of frictional force mu k into n. So frictional force becomes mu k into mg into cos theta. Once you know this, downwards minus upwards is equal to ma. That is what we have done, and we have calculated the value of acceleration. So can't understand it still, again go back and see the lecture, or you can simply remember this formula. No one is going to ask you to derive it. You can simply remember this formula. Acceleration is g times sine theta minus mu k cos theta. That is the acceleration in case the floor or the plane is rough. The acceleration is g times sine theta minus mu k cos theta. If I make this frictionless, if I put the value of mu k as 0, this becomes the answer for a frictionless surface. If it is a frictionless surface, acceleration would be g sine theta. If there is friction, the answer is g times sine theta minus mu k cos theta. Am I clear now? Do we understand this? All of you? If there is no friction, answer is g sine theta. If there is friction, answer is g times sine theta minus mu k cos theta. As simple as that. This should not be much of a problem. Clear? Chalo. I'll give you one question, and probably with that question will give you more confidence. So solve this question. Question number 3. Let us say that this angle is 37 degrees. Mass of the block is 5 kg. You just find out the value of frictional force Fk. The value of mu k is given as 0.1. You just find out the value of Fk and the acceleration of this block. You find out the value of acceleration and the frictional force acting on the block. You see this question? Block of mass 5 kg kept on the inclined surface. Angle is 37 degrees. Value of mu k is 0.1. Value of mu k is 0.1. You have to find out the acceleration of the block and the value of frictional force. You can take G as 10. You can take G as 10. Okay, you can find out the value of R in the previous question, under root of Fk square plus n square. Forgot it. Okay. You can just find the value of R. I give you the formula, right? I forgot it. Just find it with Fk square. You know the value of Fk plus N square. And just find the under root and you get your answers. How much is Fk in this question? How much is Fk in this question? Fk is mu k m g cos theta, and the value of normal reaction is mg cos theta. Just square them, add them, find the root, and you will get the value of the reaction force. Am I clear? Just put the values. I got the value of Fk, I got the value of N, square them, add them, take the root, and you are done. What about this one? Now, instead of solving the question, drawing the free body diagram, remember, NEET exam, or for that matter, JEE main, most of the questions that you will encounter, can be solved simply by remembering simple things. Now, if you are spending time in solving the question, drawing the free body diagram, that might not be a good idea. That is why you must remember simple things. For example, in this case, you must remember that the value of Fk is equal to mu k mg cos theta. Now you must remember this value. If you don't remember it, what will happen? You will be spending time in drawing the free body diagram and then getting the value. That time will be very precious. If you can remember this, even if you don't draw the free body diagram, you know that frictional force is mu k into mg into cos theta. So you just put the values and get your answer. So 0.1 into mass is 5 kg, value of g is 10, multiplied by cos of 37 is 4 by 5. You put the value and you get your answers. It's as simple as that. To find out the value of acceleration, you must remember acceleration is g times sine theta minus mu k times of cos theta. Just put the values, get the answer, stay happy. G is 10, sine theta is sine of 37, that is 3 by 5, minus mu k is 0.5 multiplied by 4 by 5. Just put the values and get your answers. That is how you must be solving problems in the examination hall. Okay? Did we get this? Even if I draw the free body diagram, I do everything, I will land up with this equation. So you must be having that much information. You must be able to remember these formulas, and that will help you a lot in solving the problems. Okay? Do we understand this? Can I have some raised hand that we understand this? Okay. Now see, as I told you, JEE or NEET, they are more about doing the problems fast rather than you are able to solve the problem, because hardly any question will come that you are not able to solve given sufficient time. But again, time is not a privilege that you will have in the examination hall. Now, the so-called trick is hardly give any trick, but this is high time that I start giving tricks. that might be helping you in solving problems. Okay. Now, this is the question. I can make the question more difficult by giving the value of mu k or making the surface rough, putting the value of mu k as 0.1. Now, this is a question. You have to find out the acceleration of the two blocks. Let us say you are supposed to find out the acceleration of the two blocks. Now, how are you going to solve this question? Now, how are you going to solve this question? Think about it. I'll give you 2 to 3 minutes. I'm not concerned about what is the acceleration. I'm not concerned about what is the tension. I'm not concerned about what is the frictional force. I only want the acceleration. That's it. And that's how the question will come. We have found out everything because these are the steps that you need to solve the question. Now remember, time is not a privilege that you have in the examination hall. So you have to do it as quickly as possible because time is not what you're going to get in an examination hall. Now, what is the first thing that you must understand? The first thing is that you must understand is where is this system going to move? Now, how will you understand that? There are only two ways in which this system can move. This block moves downwards and this block moves upwards. That is the red one. Or the opposite can happen. This block moves upwards and this block moves downwards. There are only two possibilities, either the red direction or the green direction. What is the answer? Whether it moves in the red direction or whether it moves in the green direction. What do you think? Red or green? How many of you think that it is the red direction in which it moves? No one thinks it moves in the red direction. Then how many of you think that it moves in the green direction? Am I audible? Yes, I'm audible. You don't understand whether how it is going to move. You don't understand that the system is going to move. Do you understand it or not? No one understands that the system is going to move. Online class. Where are the participants? Why can't I see the participants? Abhiram, do you understand how does the system move? Whether the system moves or not? Okay, I got the answer from the class. And I mean, you don't have a microphone that you can just speak. You have to just come every time you need to come up and write. You don't have a microphone that you can just use to speak. That would be a better idea, I think. Okay, why does it move in the red direction? Why does it move in the red direction? Now, that is the question. Remember that over here we are not playing Kaun Banega Crorepati, right? So I think you have a mic as well. So tell me, why do you think that it moves in the right direction? There must be a reason. This is not Kaun Banega Crorepati. Why do you think that it moves in the right direction? Red direction. Hmm. Am I audible? Am I visible? Why am I this thing giving me trouble? Okay, we are back. Can you see me now? I think there was a problem with my network. Okay, so tell me, why do you think it moves in the red direction? Why do you think it moves in the red direction? I'm audible, right? Why do you think it moves in the red direction? Now, to understand, I probably would have told you how to understand this. You have to look at what force is trying to move in which direction. If I draw the free body diagram of this would be a force of 90 Newton. I have to draw tension as well, T, 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 T. And if I look here, this is 100 Newton. But this 100 Newton is not trying to bring it down. This 100 Newton has to be resolved into two components. One will be mg cos theta, 100 cos of 37. Cos of 37 is 4 by 5. So this will be 80 Newtons. And this would be 100 sine of 37. 100 sine of 37 is 60. 100 sine of 37 is 60. Are you getting me, all of you? 100 sine of 37 is 60. If I draw the free body diagram more, this would be the normal reaction N. Now, once you have drawn this much, you don't have to draw this much. Once you understand the concept, and I have already told you that this is always mg sine theta, mg is 100, so you can multiply it in your head. Mg sine theta will be 60. So 60 is trying to pull it downwards here, and 90 is trying to pull it downwards from here. Now, who will win? Will 90 win or will 60 win? These are the only two forces which are trying to pull them. So where will this system move? It cannot definitely move in this direction. It cannot move in this direction because the 90 force over here is much stronger than the 60 force over here. And that is why the system moves in the given direction. The system moves like this. This will move upwards and this will move downwards. Do we understand this? Why does the system move downwards in the direction of 9 kg block? It moves downwards because that force 90 newtons is more stronger than 60 newtons, which is trying to pull it in the other direction. Remember, it is not 100 newtons that is trying to pull it. 100 Newton is downwards, but this block moves like this. Therefore, it is not 100 Newtons which is trying to pull it on the other side. It is only 60 Newtons which is trying to pull it on the other side. One is 90, one is 60, 90 wins. So this block has to move downwards and 10 kg block should move upwards. That means this acceleration is upwards. Now, as soon as you know that the acceleration is upwards, frictional force, if I draw, frictional force Fk would be downwards. The frictional force Fk would be downwards. Right? Now remember what I'm trying to tell you, is that you don't have time in the examination hall. You have to solve the problem quickly. Now, obviously, how I'm going to solve this problem? The only way I know is that I will make equation. I will first make this red equation. 90 minus t will be equal to 9a. That is the red equation that I will make because it is moving downwards. Then I will find out the value of normal reaction. Normal reaction would be equal to 80. That is how I have always done it. Normal reaction would be equal to 80. No problem. That is absolutely correct. Once I get the value of normal reaction, then I would be calculating the value of frictional force, which is mu multiplied by normal reaction. Mu, as you all know, is 0.1. 0.1 multiplied by 80. So my frictional force would be 8 newtons. Now, again, what I'm trying to tell you here is These are the steps. We can't leave any step. But what we can do is do this step in your head, so that you will be able to solve the problem faster. Now, what will you do next? T is upwards, acceleration is also upwards, 60 is downwards, frictional force is downwards. You will write the yellow equation. What will be the yellow equation equal to? The yellow equation will be simply equal to T minus 60 minus 8 is equal to MA. M is 10, A is A. So that becomes your yellow equation. And remember what I have asked you. What I have asked you is to find out the value of A. You are going to add up these two equations and get the value of A. Very correct. That is the correct procedure. There's nothing wrong with that. That is the correct procedure. But remember, you have to do it faster. You have to do it faster. Now, the only way you can become better is by a lot of practice. Now, with lot of practice, what you understand or what you are able to comprehend is there a pattern there that I can pick and probably solve the problem faster? I know what is the right way of solving it, but can there be a shortcut or a short trick that I am able to apply so that I can do this problem faster? Now, what is the short trick in this case? The process I have told you is absolutely correct. There is nothing wrong with that process. There's nothing wrong with that process. The process is absolutely correct. Now, if you can pick up the small points and put them together, you would be able to solve this problem very, very fast. Now, how are you going to solve this problem very, very fast? You'll have to do quick calculations in your head. For example, the first thing that you must remember in this question, the first thing that you must remember is that you should be able to get the value of normal reaction. And normal reaction is always equal to, if there is no other force, is equal to mg cos theta. You should be able to calculate it very fast. The second thing is you must be able to calculate the value of mu k. Mu k will be equal to fk. Fk will be equal to mu k multiplied by n. The third thing, you must be able to understand the direction of motion. If you are able to understand the direction of motion, you would be able to understand in which direction frictional force is applied. Now, once you have all this information, now see, I have everything in my head. I know that 90 Newton is trying to pull it downwards. On the other hand, 60, oops, wrong color. On the other hand, 60 plus 8, that is 68. 60 plus 8. 68 is trying to pull it on the other side. 60 plus 8 is trying to pull it on the other side. 90 is trying to pull it on this side. 60 plus 8 is trying to pull on this side. Who will win? 90 will win. What will be the net force? So net force will be 90, which is the pulling force. 90 minus 60 minus 8. So that is my F net eventually. My F net is, and see how I achieved it. My F net becomes 90 on this side, 60 on the other side. So 90 minus 60 minus 8. Now that will be equal to the total mass. What is the total mass of the system? Here I have 10, here I have 9. So that is 19. That will be equal to 19A. And straight away I can get the value of A as 90 minus 60 is 30. 30 minus 8 is 22. So my answer will be 22 by 19. And I got it very simply without writing all these equations. Without writing all these equations, I've just used the concept correctly. I found out what is the net force and I have solved the same problem very, very fast. I have solved the same problem very fast instead of writing all these equations. Now, how I have done it very fast? I've solved all these equations in my head, because I know at the end of the day, 90 minus 60 minus 8 will be equal to the total mass into acceleration. So I've used this concept, put it in a straightforward way, and got the answer pretty quickly. Do we understand this? Do you understand this, how I've done this? Can I have some raise hand that you understood this? If you have not understood this, no problem. You can always solve it in the original way, write the equation, solve the problem. You will get your answers. This is, if you want to solve it faster, you can do it in this way. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply the same concept on this system. We have already solved this question, but again, we will solve it in what I call the short trick way. If you want to call it the short trick way. So this is 10 kg block. The value of mu k is 0.1. Can you find out the acceleration of this system? Now try to do it in the shortest possible time. How I am going to do it in the shortest possible time. Without writing much equations, we'll just try to apply some common sense that we have seen and get the answers quickly. Obviously, if you can't do it in a quick way, you can always have the full way, draw the free body diagram, draw everything, you will be able to get the answer. That is how we'll get it. But if the questions are simpler, we can do it faster if we understand the concept correctly. First thing is you have to understand where it is going to move. So this block has to move downwards and this block has to move rightwards. You have to do calculations faster in your head. What is the force that is trying to pull it downward? It is 50. On this block, on 10 kg block, there is no force. One is gravity downwards, normal reaction upwards. Normal reaction will be equal to 100. 10 into 10, 100. You multiply 100 by 0.1. Your frictional force would be 10 newtons in the backward direction. Now you have 50 kg trying to pull it here, 10 kg trying to pull it there. What is the acceleration of the block? Net force is 40 minus 10 is equal to MA. M is 10 plus 5, 15A. From here, straight away, you will get the answer for the acceleration of the two blocks. Did you get how I did it? Without drawing anything, without doing anything, just calculating everything in the head. And that is how I'm able to get to the answer faster. But again, if the condition changes, if it is not a very easy question, you probably would have to do it in the original way. I have also done it in the same way, trust me. But I have done everything in my head. I have drawn the free body diagram in my head. That is the free body diagram. I have drawn it in my head. This is 100. This is normal reaction N. I have calculated the normal reaction in my head. N is 100. I have calculated in my head. Then I have calculated the frictional force also in my head. That is equal to mu k multiplied by N in my head. Then I have written the equation in my head as well. 50 minus T. I have written this equation in my head. 50 minus T is equal to 5A in my head. T minus 10 is equal to 10A. And I've added these equations and I land up here. If you can do it, you have a shortcut. If you can't do it, you always have the long cut. Am I clear how I've done this? Anything that you have not understood here, please raise your doubts.
Hello. Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, beta, bolo.
So how did we get 40 minus 10 equals to 15 here?
Oh, it should be 50. Sorry. 50. Now correct?
Okay, sir.
Sorry, I did not see. Thanks for correcting me. So 50 minus 10, 50 is this side. I just wrote 40. I don't know why. 50 is here. 10 is on this side. 50 minus 10 is equal to 15A. And that is how you get your answers. Am I correct now? Do we understand this? How I've done this? So basically what I found out is the net force. Net force is equal to mass into acceleration because both the blocks have the same acceleration. This concept can be applied anywhere where you have same acceleration. If you have different acceleration, then this concept cannot be applied. Hardly you will come across any question where your acceleration would be different, and hence you can solve the question in this way. Can I have some raise hand that we have understood this, all of you? Boys, did we understand this? Okay. Now, what you got to do is, I've already given the sheet to you. You can solve. You can do simple problems like this. You can make problems on your own. Simple problems you can make. You can make a thing. You can make a problem like this. This is 5 kg and this is also 5 kg, and the frictional force is, the coefficient of friction is 0.1. What is the acceleration? Then you can practice on these problems. I have already sent you the sheet. You can practice these problems and find out whether you are able to solve it quicker or not. If you're able to solve it quicker, that means you are on the right track. The only way you can become good is by doing a lot of problems. I would be sending you the sheet, and I hope you find problems in that sheet that you can practice. Remember, understand where the motion is going to happen, then find out which force is trying to pull it that side or this side. In whatever direction the block is moving, this side minus that side should be equal to m into a. Take the total mass of the system. You should be able to get the value of a. Once you get the value of a, if someone asks you how to find the value of t, remember there is no shortcut for t. For t, you have to go back and write the original equation and get the value of t. Am I clear? So this is today's class. I will meet in the next class. I think that will be on Tuesday, right? So we'll meet in a Tuesday class. If you have any doubts, you can come up. You can ask your doubts if there's any. Else the class is over from my side.